Hello everyone, Mr. Price here again with your writing lesson for the day. Today you're going to be tackling the local effects of the disaster slide. And in your case, you're writing about Hurricane Katrina. In the example that I am providing you with, I'm talking about that Japanese earthquake and tsunami of 2011. So I just want to first read over the paragraph that I have here with you, and then I want to talk about how I created it. So, as a result of this monstrous earthquake, Japan was ravaged in many ways. Immediately, the people of Japan felt an intense shaking that lasted a handful of minutes. Then, a massive tsunami battered the island. 20,000 people died or went missing as a result of this catastrophe. Consequently, the tsunami created a nuclear disaster, with the damage done to the Fukushima nuclear power plant. This led to 470,000 people needing to be rehomed. In 2018, 75,000 people were still seeking assistance and needing a permanent place to live. First of all, I want to point out that I used those signal words that we talked about in earlier lessons that show that cause and effect relationship. I have as a result of, then as a result of, again, consequently, this led to. So it's important that you guys are including those signal words as well. It'll help you in describing the effects that happened because of the damage caused by Hurricane Katrina. I have these bullet points down here at the bottom because I want to show you how I took the effects that I had taken as notes from my source and translated them into a paragraph. First of all, I looked up a few different resources about this earthquake and the tsunami, and I made sure that they were credible. I had not heard of Brookings before, and so I clicked About Us to make sure that it was a credible place. And it's an institution that is a nonprofit public policy organization based in Washington, D.C. Their mission is to conduct in-depth research that leads to new ideas for problem solving, or for solving problems facing society at the local, national, and global level. And then it's just got more information about them, and clearly they are a credible source. Once I had determined that the sources that I was using were credible, I just pulled some interesting bullet points of information right from them, and I filled it out on a Google Doc. I decided to do that as notes just because that would make my life easier. It's not a requirement, but it is a recommendation. This would be something that will help you when you're looking through the different effects if you're able to categorize them right away as either local or global, because you're going to have to do a bit of both. Now that I have my paragraph written, I no longer need these bullet points here, but it did make it a lot easier for me to be able to go right to my Google Doc where I had taken my notes. I just copied the bullet points I wrote for local effects. I came over to my document, I pasted those, and then I sat and I thought about how I could reword these things and turn it into a flowing paragraph of my own. And you'll see that I pretty much went right along with the list. The people of Japan felt strong shaking for 3 to 5 minutes. Well, I led into the paragraph by saying it was ravaged in many ways, but the first way that I brought up is that the people felt an intense shaking. I substituted the words strong with intense. And then instead of saying it lasted 3 to 5 minutes, I said a handful of minutes. So I'm saying the same thing, but I'm taking it and I'm making it my own. Then it said 20,000 people died or went missing. I mentioned that the tsunami battered the island. 20,000 people died or went missing as a result of the catastrophe. That's a simple fact, and I didn't reword that so much, but I still worked it into a sentence that makes it more my own. Consequently, the tsunami created a nuclear disaster with the damage done to the Fukushima nuclear power plant. This led to 470,000 people needing to be rehomed. The article I had looked at said that 470,000 people were displaced by the quake, the tsunami, and the nuclear disaster. If they're displaced, they need to find a new home. So I just used that word, rehomed. In 2018, 75,000 people were still seeking assistance and needing a permanent place to live. The article said, as of 2018, as of 2018, 75,000 people are still needing to be relocated because of these disasters. So I took these points that I found and I reworded them to make them my own. And that's exactly what you need to do as well. You need to identify these effects from Hurricane Katrina. You've got those two resources that I've provided you with. You need to identify a third resource of your own by Friday, because we're going to need that when we're writing our Works Cited page. But look through those resources. If you think it would be beneficial to you, create that bullet point list like I did. And then you can cut and paste it. The last thing that I'm going to do, and you need to remember this as well if you use that tactic that I am, this isn't part of my paragraph. And so now that I have my paragraph written, it needs to go away. So you got to make sure that you delete it if you decide to do your writing in that way. That's all that I have for you for your writing lesson. I hope this has given you some guidance as to what you need to be doing. If you need further assistance, I know Miss Lynch or myself would love to help you, so please feel free to stop by our office hours. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.